everyone.
Now, while I think this is something that's always been in the back of a lot of Marvel fans out there, the back of their heads, is seeing what we would see for Avengers 6 Secret Wars. Now we're getting more official reports and even rumors at that indicating of that we would see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman appear for Avengers 6 for their respective roles of Spider-Man and Wolverine. Guys, we're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do, though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel-related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video, we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there. So Marvel plans to unite Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in Avengers 6 Secret Wars. As I had mentioned in our prologue there from the get-go, there are now more solidified reports and rumors actually indicating at this, even though, as I had mentioned, this has been a kind of a bit of a common fan theory, even for the last couple of years at this point since Spider-Man No Way Home, and now Marvel movie legends very well could collide in Avengers Secret Wars, according to a new report. According to this new report, Marvel may be working to bring back icons of pre-MCU Marvel movies, some of whom have recently made their grand returns in the MCU for Avengers Secret Wars. In almost 3 years since Spider-Man No Way Home, there have been a boom in actors reprising their superhero roles from decades past, and they could also be in for some cameos or larger roles for Avengers 6, and even outside of that, I think there as well. Maybe returning to their respective universes even at that there as well. Imagine a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi. I think that's something that would do incredibly well in the box office, and something that fans would absolutely love. It's most notably also worth noting that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is co-headlined this summer's Deadpool and Wolverine movie, with chances at even more appearances not out of the question as the movie's conclusion. I mean, the movie itself of Deadpool and Wolverine just did so dang well, it would be a no-brainer. It'd be dumb if Disney and Marvel didn't do more with his character as well. Not just that, but also Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man No Way Home. That movie itself as well performed incredibly well, so Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman and more as well could reportedly return in Avengers 6 Secret Wars. Per the Cosmic Circus, from a new report from them, had discussed the possibility of seeing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider, as possible big hitters and players in Avengers Secret Wars. Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus wrote that reportedly Marvel is doing everything in their power to bring together Maguire and Jackman in Secret Wars, along with other legacy character interactions as well. Guys, if you guys know anything about the Avengers movies, especially the last two ones, Infinity War and Endgame, those were projects, those were movies that were in development for the better part of 5 years before their actual releases. Like, they were working on those movies, so it's a no-brainer that they'd also be working on the next Avengers movies right now. Inside and out of the script processing and the story details and development of all of that there as well, I think it's a no-brainer that they're already working on Avengers Doomsday, but it's a whole nother animal and a whole nother beast that they'd be already working on Avengers Secret Wars. He added to this report that the appearances would be more meaningful rather than just like one throwaway sequences that are meant to be one and done kind of cameos, assuming these reports are true. It's something that Marvel hasn't really done in the recent, like when it comes to these cameos that Marvel has done, that's just something that they haven't actually done. I mean, look at Wolverine. He was literally the side co-lined character for Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, but even then, bringing back characters like Blade, and bringing in Gambit, bringing in X-23, bringing in Electria, all of those characters, they weren't just one and done cameos, guys. They actually played really significant roles in the movie. They weren't really even cameos, I think, arguably even at that, and it's something that we've seen not even outside of the Marvel IP and the Marvel franchise, also for Star Wars, by which, if you are a Star Wars fan, we have our Star Wars channel linked in the description down below. But when you look at those kind of cameos, those aren't even one and done cameos. Like Luke Skywalker, for example, he's played a pretty significant role at this point in the Mandoverse, and Boba Fett as well. Ahsoka, they both all have their own shows at this point as well. Bo-Katan Kryze, she's a really supporting character in the Mandalorian series especially as well. So we're seeing the same thing from the House of Mouse across the board for all of their different IPs, and I think that will only continue to do so. Seeing these character appearances, or even like cameos, I don't even want to call them cameos, but really just reappearances, would be coming as much more meaningful things. Now, the Cosmic Circus says this in quote from their report, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is probably going to be every Marvel fan's fantasy going into Secret Wars, and we know that they're doing everything in their power to make this interaction and more legacy character interactions a reality, but it has to be something meaningful like it was when we saw the Resistance in Deadpool and Wolverine, not just some throwaway sequence that's meant to be a one-and-done kind of scenario and thing. Even looking outside, ending that quote right there, even looking at Spider-Man No Way Home, those cameos of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's return to Spider-Man, those were rumored as cameos, and they definitely weren't. They played really supporting, significant roles in those movies there as well. So Perez also had reported that possibly bringing in Maguire's Spider-Man as well as Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider is in discussions at Marvel, and is reportedly the idea is to have them appear at the very least in Avengers Secret Wars. That's also to say that they could also appear in Avengers Doomsday as well. So recently speaking in an interview with the Cosmic Circus, being interviewed, she says, I hope that you're doing well. Do you know if we'll see Tobey Maguire and Nicolas Cage's return as Spider-Man and Ghost Rider, respectively, for both Doomsday and Secret Wars? By which he replies, and quote, it's in discussions, but yes, the idea is to have them appear at the very least in Secret Wars. That's also to say that they could appear in Doomsday is also something that very well could be on the board. Maybe by the end of the movie of Doomsday setting things up for Secret Wars, at the very least, is something that very well could be in the talks and the discussions for Marvel Studios right now. Now, he does not cite any specific sources for these reports, but did emphasize empathetically that what he is hearing are currently just ideas that they're throwing around for these films, seeing what sticks, as it is just kind of too far away from Avengers Secret Wars quite yet to release to know anything specifically with that kind of certainty. But we'll definitely continue to keep you guys updated with all of that here on the channel. It's all the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. He gives us one more quote. I want to clarify that all of these interactions are currently just ideas that they're throwing around for these films until we get closer to the releases. It's not something that we can just easily be confirmed and to be happening this far out in advance. Ending that quote right there. Now, guys, as I had mentioned, Infinity War and Endgame, those were Avengers movies that were in development like 5 years. Even then, they were working on those movies when Avengers Age of Ultron came out, to give you guys an idea, which is pretty crazy to think about, and pretty crazy to think about how far the MCU has come from that there as well. They're definitely 110% in development with those kind of characters that they would want to see. That also isn't to say that Marvel didn't have their stuff together. They're scrambling around a little bit for these two Marvel movies, Avengers 5 and 6, but I definitely think that we're in for a treat when it comes to these movies, guys. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.